A wonderful good day, everybody. It's time for more Dyson Sphere program. At least I decided to. So, I left off last time with the production of graphene. I also left off while there was some more technology to be done. And last time we were lacking the magnetic particle traps to set up the last piece for our planetary logistics stations. So there's a lot of things that we still need to do and a lot of things that are already done. So let's get started. So particle containers, well, we're going to need graphene, those engines, copper, and yeah, that's that. So I came up with a decision a while ago that I will produce, or I will transport the graphene manually over to the place where we're going to produce these things, because at the end of the day, I really don't have any interest in putting up Titanic belts when we're just a step away from transporting everything through the air, which is way more efficient. So let's check out where we have these these green engine thingies. So we're going to make these here somewhere, I hope. So I'm lacking copper, obviously. And as far as I remember things, I had no other connection to these guys here anywhere before. Luckily, these will be the last few of these unnervingly complicated belt connections, promise. It's going to be all a lot easier, and well, this will also lead us to the point where we're going to need a completely new factory, but that's that's some other day's business. So we're going to put up a little bit of a connector here. I just decided so. So I got these guys. Copper. Where's copper? There must be some copper anywhere, somewhere here. So here's some copper, and it doesn't really continue going anywhere. The other line of copper is up there. Okay. Well then. I'm going to make a decision for the future of this factory. A really bad decision, so to say. Because I'm now making sure that my factory is not going to be able to grow or expand in this area anymore. It sounds way more dramatic than it actually is. This part of the intermediate facility is it's all going to be replaced rather sooner than later. Alright, so now we got these. Then we're going to bring up those. Sweet. And then one day in the far, far future, we need to put up something for the graphene as well. There we go. So, particle traps. Fresh out of the oven. This whole thing here is way too small for the future. We're going to require all of this and way more in the future. This is just, so to say, a small foretaste of what's going to happen down the road. Oh. Oh, wait a sec, I forgot about something there. Of course, it requires third belt. One for the graphene, of course. Which will be so far, for now, supplied by this little storage container. Oh gosh, this will be a nightmare to fix this out in the future, but one thing at a time. I think I just put this into the wrong direction, didn't I? And, oh my. Where's my head today? Okay, there we go. There we go. Third connection is in, and now these things should be producing. Alright, these particle traps, they're just everywhere later now. Not everywhere, but they are a pretty commonly requested good. That's for sure. So, for now, we're only going to require these guys for the production of these logistics stations, so we need processors, yeah, titanium and steel, and those particle traps. So, let's see, aren't I... Yeah, I am. So, processors, yes. What's this? That's iron. We don't need iron at this point. It's so hard. Alright. Magnetic field generators. Awesome. Now, let's see. Where do we go next? So, the interstellar logistics system is definitely the next step that I want to take. So, what am I missing? Yeah. High-strength titanium alloy. Ah, yeah. Here we go. So, I don't know. Do I have the yellow cubes already delivered up? No. So let's do this real quick. So here it is pretty clearly visible that my processor production is just not kicking it yet. There are a lot of little things that we need to improve on in the future, but well, this will all be fine in the next couple of episodes. So, whee! So what happened here is pretty simple. We ran out of titanium, but luckily we had enough time to produce enough of the yellow cubes to get the signs done here. So I want to. Where's the titanium input again? Didn't I have box? Oh dear. Ah, now I see it. So, unable to put... yeah, okay, whatever. The old facility was still processing the ore here on this planet. I think we can remove that over the course of the coming time. It was good while it was necessary like this. Alright. Good-o. So we got the science production rolling again, but I somehow don't research. I think that's because I'm carrying those yellow cubes with me and haven't put them inside the lab. I'm not that used to manual cube transportation, but we don't have to hustle around with things like these anytime too long anymore. So here we go. So can't I? Ah, here. Nope. Arf. Okay. I want to distribute them evenly, you know. So here, right click. It's just right click. Just in case you already knew it and gone crazy while I was fumbling around here. It's just holding down the right mouse button to separate those things. Now I know it again. Just too many shortcuts that I have in my brain. Okay, but we got now this all deposited. We get now the wonderful ability to create ourselves one new type of titanium that's going to be required for our intergalactic transportation needs. Which is going to be, frankly said, awesome. Okay, but enough of that. There's steel around the corner. That's really good. So I'm able to just grab that from here, I'd say. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just drop a splitter here. Why not? doesn't really hurt me. Boom, splitter. And we're just going to head up above here, and let's fire that through here, and this is going to be nice and orderly for a change. So we'll have to go a step further here, and there we go. So, particle traps, processors, steel, and titanium, was it? I think that's been the ingredients. Let's see. So this is a real huge step forward, you know? Yep, there we go. But it's pretty obvious what we're lacking. Titanium. So we're going to take another road trip and head on over to our titanium planet and get some stuff done there. This is also going to be an excellent opportunity for our processor facility to catch up. Before I leave, though, I really want to make sure that it's going to be fine. Which means I'm going to check if the processor facility is actually still producing, because this is looking a little bit very, very slow here, but it's only because the microcrystalline components are just not rolling downhill as we'd like to. Very predictable, nothing unusual, nothing to be worried about. We just need real silicon, and that's going to be Bodyong, Adam, hi there, my friends. I'm so happy to see you. I hope you guys... Yeah, well, I didn't let you guys wait too long with my response. Great. So we're going to grab ourselves now some graphite, whatever, and head on over to Titanium Land, because this is where we're needing to be. Okay, so that's that, and is that enough inventory space? Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's going to be one of my last trips anyways. But I could free up some inventory space, couldn't I? So, let's see. Let's just toss some unnecessary things here into a box. Which is going to be basically most of the stuff, raw materials that I'm carrying around with myself. I mean, I am quite notorious when it comes down to carrying around useless crap, but you know, this is still enough useless crap. So let's lift off and get on over to Murga 1. Okay. Power up the engines. One of my favorite parts of this game. So, 550 meters per second. That's as fast as I want to go with crappy whole fuel. And yeah, we're seeing rough times now, because we're now in the ungrateful transition phase where I don't have enough logistical items to get things done smoothly. Yet I need logistics everywhere. I need an automated transportation of titanium silicon from Murga 1 to the other planet. I need so many planetary transportation nodes. And on top of that, I need lots of power to get the stuff done. And yeah, everything and everything, preferably at once. I love that feeling. So, I'm going to take a little bit of a walk here. Just have a jog on the planet. Anybody ever thought about the fact how huge Icarus must be? If you would put that into realistic proportions, which is actually not that impossible. I mean, The mineral veins are totally unrealistic. The total lack of topography on these planets too. Like there's no mountains never anywhere. But beyond that, I mean, this is it's not entirely unrealistic to think that buildings in space might be that huge. So, 2,000 titanium ingots. Wonderful. That's what I like to see. This thing here is producing damn slow, I know, but it's just what I need right now. It would be wise now to already set up a silicon production and all the other smart things that you could do, but well, whatever. You know, just whatever. So after the high-strength titanium alloy, I need reinforced thrusters as well. Didn't I already research that? No. Here. The next piece of tech. Oh, yeah. These. Yuck. 1,600 red cubes. Pure atrocity. Well, as you see here, the research costs go up quite a lot too. But these are, in my humble opinion, the most vital technologies early on. So we're going to rush them as quick as possible because reasons. Okay, get back to our jolly good planet there. Flying a little bit slower because my tanks were a bit low. I want to maneuver in a way that I don't accidentally hiss the the gravitational field of my the gas giant there. Hey, Nitroke, welcome. Happy to see you, man. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you all have a peaceful Monday so far. All of you who are live among here. Around here. Among is the wrong word. And for all of those who watch this as a video on demand, of course. I hope the day is still a wonderful day for you. Good old Murga 3. Almost there. Well, it's okay. It's okay. I'm getting used to being a bit not too healthy. It's great to be to work again. So there we go. Oh, I can't wait to have better fuel cells, so I don't have to go that slow between the planets. There's always a lot of waiting time here in between. So, we guys producing some more of these. It's not that pleasant, isn't it? But, silicon production is just so slow. Alright, this thing here is now finally getting processors? No, actually not. You know, the stack size of logistics drones is unholy. So, these guys need 40 processors. So there's two things I could do here. Either I'll shut that down temporarily. I'll do that, actually. It's pretty rough, I know. But I'm going to set it up as soon as I have plundered my first one of these guys. The thing is, 75 of these logistics drones get me pretty far, you know? It's actually quite a lot. So, we ran out of graphene in the meantime, so let's transport a bit more of that over there. Actually, now that I think more closely about it, there's not much reason to keep the graphene production that limited, because as a matter of fact we actually need a lot of that. Good old. Wrong turn. Because no graphene, no particle traps. No particle traps, no drone stations. And these will make all the difference now. Lewis, welcome. So happy to see you. So, this is a major problem that we got here. This is what I'd really like to fix as soon as possible, but it'll take a while, you know, it'll take a while. Because we're now not only needing to research a lot of stuff, we also need to produce an entirely new, quite demanding material, and that's titanium alloy. made out of titanium, steel, and sulfuric acid. This is, you know, this is quite the project, and therefore we will have to work with that. And so how much of the sulfuric acid do we consume here? I mean, luckily I have set this up in a manner that we can always expand on that. So, 3 factories producing graphene. That's a consumption of 1 sulfuric acid per second, and 2 of these guys together are producing a third of that, so 1.33. So I have a overspill of 0.33 that I could use. Cool. So, whoa, jeez, complicated equations incoming. So we have to divide everything by 12. Wonderful. So we receive a third of a bar of a titanium bar from one assembler, or is it smelter? Yeah, smelter. Third of a bar per second, and it'll cost us 2/3 of this. All right, so we'll require a extra one of these. So let's see. I bet that I don't rock the necessary oil for that, don't I? So let's see. How much oil is incoming there? So that's 2.5, isn't it? Yeah. Each one of you guys is requiring 1 unit, so I'm short of half a unit. Okay, and well, with the stone, I don't know. Well, we'll leave it for now like that, because the thing here is, I am so not able to sustain this in a large way. Nuh-uh. We're just scraping off things now to produce small amounts of these suckers, get small amounts of these things done. So, you know, baking small breads. I don't know. Small breads. We have a saying here in Germany that I just can't quite translate. Anywho, I'm going to toss the titanium in here and grab everything else there, so we have now a box of titanium to work with. Alright, so acid, steel, titanium. That's the ingredients that we're going to work with. So I'm going to wire the stuff up like there. So we can just make a small production thing there. Later we're going to produce this stuff in a much larger proportion, but you know, later. For now we just need small amounts of that. Nevertheless, this thing is going to run on a unlimited ratio, inserter, whatever. So let's do this and toss in a couple of stacks of steel. And now this thing should be actually working, shouldn't it? Except for the fact that I probably should upgrade that sorter. Okay, there we go. So very slow production, but I'm okay with that. Totally okay with that. At least I got some of this titanium alloy. Good. Next step is going to be... Oh, I don't have the tech yet. So let's check out where it's going to be. So we're going to require those logistics vessels. Yeah, they need 2 of these new thrusters that we're designing. More processors and alloys. We need these guys to transport stuff from one planet to another. Alright, don't worry. Nah. Okay, man. See you later. Have a good time. Thanks for dropping by. Always appreciate that, as you guys know. So the interstellar logistics station, though, is quite easily built. And the wonderful thing is the interstellar logistics station is just exactly the same thing like this one, just better, so it has the same functions like the small one. Wouldn't be too surprised if we'd be just able to upgrade them. Okay, anyways, we're now slogging through our titanium like that, and I want to get back to my yellow cube facility. And here we are, handcrafting like crazy again, transporting things from A to B like beginners again. Yeah, well, in the past, I tried to automate all these steps early, and I deeply regretted that. I deeply regretted that. My new strategy for DSP is more like taking the new elements that I unlock in a very small scale, analyze them, check them out, touch them, feel them, see how they're working, and once I know where I want to go with that stuff, then I'm going large scale. Because I really can't put it into words how dumb I felt quite often about the lack of foresight of mine when it came down to the scope of this. This game is much larger, for example, than Vanilla Factorio. Basically, there's a lot more to it than to Vanilla Factorio. So, we're going to set up a new belt for that. How about that? So, you are in the way. Get out of the way. There we go. So, temporary solutions again. But I don't want to manually distribute the cubes all the time. So now they just need to be able to fetch these, of course, as well into the system. There we go. Is it a requirement to travel to another system to build a Dyson sphere? Not really. I think if you are hell-bent to it, you should be able to do everything with the materials you have in this system. I wouldn't see any reason why not. It's just like you get a lot of you get access to a lot of materials and other systems that make the job a lot easier for you. So, for example, diamonds. If you happen to find a system that has kimberlite ore, you don't need to go through the entire production chain of going coal to graphite, graphite to diamond. You're just skipping that. Gets even crazier when you go for graphene. If you have the luck to fetch some fire ice somewhere, you not only get graphene, but you also get free hydrogen. And these resources usually are not lying around in your home system, and that's one of the major reasons to go exploring, together with more interesting suns that have better energy output than the one you're starting with. That's another thing. Yo, well, I wish I would be producing more red cubes, but I'm just impatient, that's all. Okay, but there's really no reason to be impatient because we got more than enough things to do. So it's not really a requirement, Lewis, but you would be severely making it harder for yourself if you wouldn't. That's my personal verdict. So we cannot put another one there, so go here. I love how this factory feels by now. So. Oh wow, this game is memorizing my cursor settings from the last session. As a Factorio player, I'm not used to that. So, here we go. Our first layer of power generation on this planet. These solar belts, though, they only get you so far. Don't get me wrong, but they are not the most powerful venue of power generation. That's why we built a Dyson sphere later down the road in the first place, but you get the idea. So, but for today and for this planet and this whole base on this planet, I think I'm going to stick with my guns there. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to add in another layer to this belt. This will take a long time until this project is finished, because I don't have the necessary silicon here right now to get the job done, and this will now be a very volatile power source, because now I have way more, for a while I will have way more solar panels on one side of the planet than the other side of the planet, and so on and so forth, but that's okay. That's just beginner blues, you know. So now we're just widening that zone, and this will be pretty much all the power generation that I think I'll do in this system. It's just like you need a lot of power to charge up your transportation drones. They are hungry, and therefore I rather set up my power thingy right away there. There we go. So we're already out of solar panels, of course. But at least the generation capacity is now with 110 megawatt. That's a nice start. Pretty tiny, but it's a start, isn't it? It's mine. Okay. So we got that settled down. Now let's check out what happened over there. Did we already produce our first station or not? I bet we didn't. Yeah, we're still... the processors. Alright, it's a nightmare, and, well... I'd say the best solution to this nightmare is to fly on over to our other planet and set up a silicon extraction operation. Because, you know, right now, I'm waiting anyways. I'm waiting for science, I'm waiting for those transportation thingies. And instead of waiting, we might be just getting over to the other planet and work there a bit. So, I love this game in this regard. There's always something somewhere to do. And you don't necessarily need to overscope massively. I hope I'm not too low on fuel there. It's only plasma exciters, that's no fuel, but whatever, that should be okay. Speed up a bit. So that only means that my visit to Murga can't be as long as I want it to, that's all. Kind of sad, though. So let's focus on the silicon mining ops and then fly back home. Hopefully getting yourself some nice silicon back home there. Bothers me a bit that I forgot that. But Murga 1 has almost no coal deposits, so... I might be doing a thing there, though. I have an idea. So let's make ourselves a handful of these. Slam down. Let's first off, take out these power generators out of my thingy there, and let's see, where's the next... Ah, beautiful, look at that, there's a silicon vein right next door. So the strategy is quite simple. I'm not going to burn my fuel here. This is for the trip home. I'm just going to use the power towers to tap into the local power grid. I mean, I think it's stupid and not necessary for me that I'm that paranoid, but, you know, at the same time, I find it's a pretty smart solution of a simple problem. Alrighty, so I came with wind turbines. I'm willing to use them. fun part about this planet is it has a massive wind production. I'm going to show you in a second. And now we're just drinking power from the local energy grid. Easy as that. So, thing I noticed is that this planet here has a wind energy ratio of 110%. Sure, it has also a solar energy ratio of 136%, but, you know, let's not be ungrateful here. I'm quite happy that I have a planet that's actually working with wind power quite gratefully, you know? So, we're just slapping up a lot of wind power here until I am able to mass produce solar. And once I'm able to mass produce solar properly, I'm going to probably solar belt this thing. I don't know yet. But first and foremostly, since this planet will host a large-scale mining ops in the long run, I want to have a somewhat decent power grid to back it up, you know. So, go. We're now at 35 megawatt. No, that's not bad. That's 35% of what I have on the other planets, so... Considering that I just slapped up a couple of wind turbines to get that done, I am quite happy. Okay, so let's head on over and grab those silicon mines there. Silicon veins, I should rather say. And let's go. Not sure if I have enough tools on me there, though. So, there we go. Yeah, belt-wise, I'm a little bit short here, but that's okay. Should be enough for all of this. Because I'm just planning to do one large mining ops here of silicon. So let's combine these two guys with a splitter real quick. Get ourselves another splitter here. And enjoy a tasty production of a lot of silicon per second. Too lazy to calculate it out. Gonna get us somewhere, that's for sure. It's going to be comparatively a massive step forward. Good-o! Let's bring up another power tower so I can drink up energy. Okay, so now we got that. Let's check out the ratio real quick. So, high purity silicon goes into... just take 1 unit of silicon per sec. Got it. So now we're going to calculate. I got 2.5, 5, 8, 10.5. So 10.5 is not exactly a helpful thing. So the doorbell went. I wanted to check that out. I'm afraid my family might have forgotten their key. Oh. Mysterious doorbell. Nobody there. Wonderful. Anyways. Seems like we got pranked. So, 1.1 million silicon on the road. Sorry for that slight interruption. So, we can now set up 10 of these guys without any problem, and I will do that. And then we're going to try... This is a preparation for the future, you know? Probably should do a similar thing for the titanium now as well. Because right now, I mean, we would be waiting on the other planet anyways, you know? Might as well prepare here for the future. So, oh yeah, crystal silicon. Oh, that's just, yeah, that's another wonderful material that we're going to require there. So, whoop, whoop, whoop. So this is a different scale of things. Hey. So we're going to put that stuff into a box for now. Famous boxes, you know. And there we go. So again, I'm putting no limit up to this because we will use all of it later, sooner or later. So this here can power through. I don't care. Quite the opposite is the case. I'm quite happy if it does produce as much silicon as possible for me. Any idea how the distro... No. Sadly, no. I just read that, and I'm really looking forward to see what that'll do. I haven't read too deep into the comments there either. Also, the developers' comments, because when it comes down to logistics, I often want to see what's going on instead of trying to understand it on a text basis. 3.5 and 4 makes 7.5, makes 11. So, how many do we need? It's the same ratio here, so we need 11 of these suckers. Yeah, that's 11 titanium smelters. That's a number just easily making me super happy. Wait a sec. I'm running conveyor belt Mark II, am I? Yes, I am. Okay. Very important to not accidentally use the wrong type of belt here. Would be quite fatal. So, oh dear, we're moving here towards the equatorial line. No. That's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker. No. Don't smelter towards the equator. It's just annoying. Yes, you can configure everything to behave the way you want it to. I have done that already. It still sucks. Way easier to just align your way around this and just accept that the equators are mostly a no-no to build. Tame Leopard, thank you, man. Songs of Six will be served this week again. I kind of like stepped a little bit back from it. Felt a tad bit burned out in that regard, but well. I have that with Songs of Six every now and then. All it takes is a little bit of a break. Game's just damn complicated. Or, no, complex. It's the difference between complicated and complex. Complicated is hard to understand. Complex is, when something is complex, a simple part of it isn't hard to understand, but the total amount of parts is just killing your brain. So, 11 of these. Anyway, what I wanted to say was appreciate your appreciation. I was happy to hear that. So, there we go. So this is real titanium production, friends. So we're going to wire this up to a box as well. Of course we do. Because we're going to fill that box. But after the box is filled, we're going to go for, hopefully for a different logistical venue there. So, let's drink up some power. And I think that's it. That's all I came for. So luckily I have now researched the thrusters completely, so we're able to get to the next pane there. Good reason to get back to the home planet as well. There goes. So now we are just researching the last step for interplanetary logistics. And I tell you guys, this is going to be one of the most awesome steps forward. Once you have, once you're past that uncomfortable phase where you're just permanently struggling with logistics, once things start to flow from one planet to another, and the materials that were once hard to come by get easy to acquire, it's a majestic feeling. Looking forward to that. Alright, but now, back to Merc 4. I did something on this planet, and with that little power tower trick, I also didn't deplete my power stockpiles, and I was able to work as long as I wanted there. Pretty neat, isn't it? So I'm probably going to stick with the power tower strategy there, because, you know, why should I destroy valuable materials just to move my mech if I can just plug my mech into the power grid? Hey, Yumabel, welcome. So happy to see you. My pleasure. So I think we're going to say goodbye to energetic graphite as a fuel source altogether, mostly, and say hi to hydrogen fuel rods for trips like these, and apart from that, just run a couple of power towers, and that's that. So, oh god. Just thought, like, this doesn't feel right. It's because it is not right. This happens every now and then to me. That I get confused here in space. And head to the wrong planet. Just popped on me two things. First off, the trip's taking too long. And second off, where's the gas giant? Anyways. Good thing that I noticed it before I crash landed on the other planet, because it's just a boring old rock over there, I bet. If you don't have a plan, they're always just boring old rocks. This is my third attempt of playing through the game. My furthest was so far just a step before I was successfully producing green cubes. I basically burned out on the scope of that because I was very, very badly prepared, and then I lost interest in that. And now with the new combat update on the horizon, I was like, okay, I want to finish at least once a Dyson sphere before before the new combat update hits town. So yeah, that's where I'm at. You heard of me in the DSP forum. Oh, I hope so. I hope only good things. So, oh, I don't need to do any maneuvers. I'm actually on the right side there. It's with me often with early access games that I shy away from completing them because I'm afraid that I'm killing the fun too early. But now with the with the combat update announcement, I was like, alright, it's a good reason. So when the combat update hits town, I want to know how everything works and do another run with combat enabled. And boom. Okay. So there we go. So, back to our home planet. Hugo, hello there. Thanks for your kind words. You guys are so friendly today. It's one of the most friendly Mondays ever. Which is cool, but because my last Monday sucked. It's a welcome change. Okay. So first thing that I want to do here is I want to feed those suckers here with a huge slab of microcrystalline little high purity silicon here. You get some, everybody gets some. Like, seriously. And the next thing that I'm going to do is this an A? Oh damn, this is a Airbus. Alright. Then I cannot help you guys. But it's okay. It's mostly because I wanted to make sure that the processor production is no longer hampered like it was before. So, let's see. We have a first tower. We have a first tower. Hooray! It's tower time. Great. That's mostly what I was hoping to achieve there. So, we need now reinforced thrusters. To make these, we're going to require the special titanium. Yeah. So here we leave the paths of automation and enter the realm of semi-automation. You know, it's just impossible for me right now to get all the stuff done for real. So in an automated way. And I also think it's not. It would be not a smart thing to do. As at the same time, let's put 100 of these guys in there, so let's boost our production of these goods massively. Because we're at the brink of reforming our entire way of working here, and I know you guys hear that a lot from me in the last couple of streams, but that's only because it is like that. So we got our first planetary logistics stations. So the next thing that I want to get done are those pesky thrusters. So I got a line of these materials here. Wonderful. So let's break the chain here for a moment, just to get it back running there. Good. So I'll probably never touch these areas here again when I'm done with these. Sounds a bit harsh, but there's a high chance of me rebuilding most of these things here entirely from scratch. This is one conundrum that I'm still suffering to solve somehow. How to set up your early game economy in a way that it's not too excessive. Because as soon as I enter the age of drone transportation, everything changes. Like the entire way of designing my whole factory changes. And yeah, that's my big struggle, to not know how to set this all up at the beginning. But I think I found a pretty good middle ground in this run, where I was putting up a solid foundation of the machines that you really want to have. Like the stuff that you need for expansion. Refineries, miners, smelters, small assemblers, all that stuff. Belts, inserters. I set up a pretty solid foundation for these, but I don't see a long future for this factory because it's just too small for all these things. And making it larger to fit into my future plans, I don't know if that's really that feasible, because we're working on narrow space here, and only the highest part always. Let's see how happy I'll be at the end of this. Yeah, I'm very close to the towers. That's why I start semi-automating things again. You know? So, particle traps. We did need these, didn't we? Yeah, we need more particle traps for the interstellar logistics stations. So, we will put up one assembler here. I hope that'll work out as I want it to. Is this possible or is it not possible? It is. Wonderful. Alrighty. So I'll grab me these. And I'm going to... Oh, I don't have the blueprint anyways. So they only... So we're going to require only the titanium alloy and the other dies. I could be also upgrading these in my pocket for now. That would be also okay. So we're going to require what? The new thrusters, processors, and the new titanium stuff. But we're nevertheless able to go for some planetary usefulness. So these guys, they chewed through the silicon already that I fed them. Of course they are. Of course they are. I mean, this whole thing here is not set up to ratios. It's a hot mess, but it's my hot mess. And we're going to check on out how we're going to rewire all that in a couple of minutes. So, Lewis, I do run kind of a schedule nowadays. It's you can find it in my Discord, but I can also put it up here roughly. So, it's like I have one topic per day, which means there's going to be one stream according to that topic, sometimes two, depending on how the day goes for me. So for today, it's Roguelike Monday. So I already had one roguelike stream, and then I felt like playing Dyson Sphere. Tomorrow we have strategy games. Wednesday is my colony, survival, and city builder day. And Thursday is my factory day. Friday is my deck builder day, so that's roughly how I got it. Tuesday will be remodeled soon though into Retro Tuesday, because I really feel like that's something more specific. Strategy turned out to be a way too wobbly thing, and I ended up with having no clue what exactly it's supposed to be and whatnot. And I stream between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Central European summertime right now. Okay, so we will require more steel. Let's grab us some. So these parts of the factory I'm very, very unhappy with, but that's normal. And that's something I saw very wrongly in the past. I was always very worried that I did something wrong or did not work good enough or anything, while just underestimating that this is just the natural course of your progression. The transition between the belt age and the drone logistical age is always a hot mess for all of us, if you ask me. And therefore, I think it's been a big mistake of mine. Alright, so insert more steel so we get more of these. We'll require them soon. And yeah, now we're just waiting for the next tech to be discovered, which will be awesome. So now I could take my logistics tower and do different things. For starters, I could just transport the yellow cubes via drone to the labs, but honestly, I don't see that a too interesting thing to do. So there we go. Right now, I'm really wondering a bit what would be right now a good choice to put my first couple of drones into. So here we go. Just erase that because there's never going to be any time again when we're going to need those. Okay. So let's put up a map of this planet. Alright. Our next huge goals will be to grow out of this entire whole mess of a planet. Jokes aside, there's still so much we can achieve with this. I do like the look of my solar belt here, and I was just wondering where we could go next. Here's a little bit hard because basically we can't do much right now before the next tech's down. So let's see how many solar panels we've made. I could cruise on over to the other planet and grab myself some new goodies there. Sure, could do that, but honestly, it ain't really that much worth it. So let's see. We still haven't got a lot of solar panels out of that. It's a tragedy, isn't it? But it's still a handful more than we got before, so let's not be unhappy about that and let's place them down instead. So let's go for a quick recharge. And let's see, the power grid is, as you see here, we are at a pretty high pressure here, although this is also because, no, don't mind me, this is because I'm recharging my mech right now. So now we have to check it out. But there's still quite a high pressure on the grid, 60 megawatt, and that's just the standard business, you know. I keep an eye out on that mostly because I know that the logistics that I want to set up this episode is going to eat a lot of extra power, you know. Drones we're running have batteries inside. These batteries have to be charged. So better power these up a bit more. I'm super happy that I managed to set up this little bit of an extra silicon production there. This should really help us some. But as you see there, the amount of solar panels you need versus the amount of solar panels you produce with silicon production native to the planet, it's just uncool. So we have to pick that up from other planets. What I really hope for this game in the future is that it will give us more, that we might, I'd be a sucker for more megastructures, you know. The Dyson sphere is just one megastructure that science fiction came up with. There are more than only these. So let's see, what do we want to check out next? Universe Exploration 3? No, that ain't interesting. Mechacore, Mechanical Frame, that's even doable with my old cubes. Jeez. Oh dear. Alright. So there's a lot of old stuff there. Logistics carrier engine. Logistics carrier capacity. These are future techs. Yeah, well, maybe not. That's a little bit much. Let's keep it like that for now. Okay. So I think I'm going to manually upgrade these guys. The towers, I mean. We seriously... Oh, I was just like, we seriously didn't finish a single one of these guys, but turns out this thing is out of titanium. Let's grab us some. Before all of the titanium is gone there. Transformed into titanium alloy. So, there we go. And so the steady input of titanium plates will be one of the first things that I'll be setting up here, because it's just it sucks. It sucks so hard to be relying on these off-planet materials. I hate that. But we're getting there now. So the tech's almost down. And yeah, I think what I'm going to do is going to be quite simple. I'm just going to upgrade these things manually for now, because we have a much higher demand of planetary logistics and a much lower demand of interstellar logistics. Another thing that I did wrong, in my opinion, in the past. So we can now just get on over there and steal the processors out of this machine. And let's see, we're going to require these thrusters, but that's not really the least of my worries. So, here we go. Now we'd require more processors and more reinforced thrusters. So we'll have 3 of these guys with that. It's a start. It ain't really a good start, but it's a start. So let's do this. And the other thing, that's the structure. So here we just require more particle containers, but seriously, these we got plenty of. So now we need 2 of these stations now to begin with, of course. Ah, more reinforced titanium. Great. That's no biggie at all. Alright, so we got 3 drones for transportation's sake. I would prefer to have 4, but yeah. As soon as the silicon is going to be not that much of a pain anymore. Okay, so since all the materials that flow into this factory are originating not from here, but much more out of this direction, this is going to be where I slap down my first logistics center. So here's the input for the silicon, or much more the... Here's where we distribute the silicon. Why do I have this here? I don't know. I just don't know. Okay. So, here's the part I'm most excited for. We're finally setting up some interplanetary stuff. So, I'm going to do this differently. Or do I? So let's check this out. So all these materials flow from this point into the actual factory. That means if I'd be setting up a interplanetary logistics point somewhere here, I'd be able to feed the factory from that point on, which is exactly what I want to do. It's very important to have yourself a bit of a plan beforehand, because as you see there, these mushrooms are certainly not the smallest kind of machine that you could put down. Here we go. There's my boy. we're going to set that up on the other planet as well. And here we're consuming more more power than we're producing. I foresaw that pretty much, but well, it's part of the plan. It's part of the plan. Okay then. Let's see if I'm able to craft myself at least one more transportation drone. Doesn't look good. It already got transformed into a interstellar logistics station or planetary logistics station. Good God, the production speed of these items is atrocious. But not that much longer. Mine. They do churn out these things on a very, very slow pace. So there we go. Finally, number 10. Grab the thrusters, and then we're going off. The only thing that I want to pick up then are more wind turbines. Because obvious reasons. I want more power on the other planet. So... there we go. That's that. Now just off for some extra fuel. And then... oh no, wait a sec. Almost forgot the wind power. Good. Beyond that, will I require anything else? Well, I do want to have a bit more of these, but beyond that, I think I'm fine. Oh, wait a sec, I just realized prisms in my inventory. Maybe one day I'll be crafting some plasma exciters, but I don't know. But they might be quite far away. So let's get rid of a couple of these more extravagant materials, you know. Which have a very, very low request. Good. So, let's put some graphite into the fuel chamber, and let's make these materials roll from one planet to another. Well, fly, I should rather say. They're not rolling, they're flying, but you get the idea. But first, let me power up my mech. Okay, and from this point on, we're also able to amp up our ratios by a lot. Can't wait. Super happy that I got this ungrateful piece of work done today. Because I personally hate this transition the most. This is my personal least favorite part of the game, when you transition from a belt-driven economy to the drones, because there's just so much chaos the whole time, and so many things that are working unpleasantly. Whereas you had a phase before where things were just working out totally fine, and everything fit well together, and ratios were cool and all, and then all of a sudden all these new things pop up, and yeah. Dyson's Sphere program does that a lot, though. Good. Now, that's the wrong pole, isn't it? So, there we go. Hello, factory. I know you're around there somewhere. Oh, it was not the wrong pole. Oh, right. I should have looked more thoroughly. Then let's fly around the whole planet. Sightseeing! So, let's take out the fuel rods there. And take a sip of sweet, sweet power here. There we go. It's not like I really wanted to let this planet run on wind power, but, well, it just came together like that, I'd say. You can't say that I dislike it. Wind turbines, at least, are way more fun than I thought they'd be. Although they are, one thing, quite inefficient when it comes down to space versus effectivity. But, you know, here in space, we got space. Still got 40 more of these guys in my pocket. There we go. Still 16 more to go, but I think I'm okay with that. So I even got myself an achievement for the amount of wind turbines here. There we go. Can't say that I like this too much, though. I just like the occasional waiting time quite a lot. But at the same time, it's better than carrying around inefficient fuel. There we go. Let's transport these things off planet. Good. So, the station is going to be quite near to the equator. We're going to dismantle these guys, as well as this. Well, probably not. Let's make it like that. And one inserter to empty the whole box again, of course. There we go. So, we tell this thing to take care of titanium ingots for us and high purity silicon. It's supposed to be a remote supply, yes. And a local supply. I think these setups should be all fine. So, now let's connect that thing. Alright. There we go. So, here's inserter switch. Hey, Wild Hyena Games, welcome. So happy to see you. Hope you're doing fine today. So, there we go. Let's wire that back to the ground. You have 500 hours on DSP. Wow. Well, I mentioned it a moment before. It's just like I haven't played it as much as I wanted to because I didn't want to play. I didn't want to extract all the fun out of it before it's done, you know? Plan for a big, big scale. That's what I'm doing. That's literally where my last 2 runs died off. That I didn't plan ahead large enough. Or, well, that's not exactly the right wording. I wouldn't even say you should plan for a large scale. I would rather say keep an open mind of always needing to build larger and larger, because often you cannot see how large you need to build in the first place, and therefore develop an open-ended building style. That's how I would call it, you know. This way you never need to know how large you need to build in the first place, but you always have the option to expand on that. Or, if you're not able to, know the limitations of your setup and play accordingly. For example, here on Murgathry, I have a pretty shitty little starter base, but I knew that it would be like that, and now I'm reforming on the spots that I wasn't able to reform on. It's basically the same strategy that I follow with Factorio. And whenever you notice that your factory just doesn't tackle it, don't give a damn about rebuilding a new one. It's fine. You always can use the stuff that you got there on your old factory for the next one. Really often realize that sometimes it's really better to rebuild something from scratch rather than trying to repair something or expand something which was never planned to be expandable in the first place or never had the capacity to. That's where I think that these games really teach you a lot about planning large-scale projects and the like. Gas giant's looking majestic, doesn't it? Good-o. Back to our home planet. One slam dunk later. There we go. And now we just need to tell that thing that we're demanding remotely. Voila. We got stuff in transit. Oh, wonderful. It's happening, guys. It's happening. All those pesky materials that were a pain in the butt to acquire are now going to be transported more or less automatically to us. So, next step. I am going to, well, this is going to be a little bit weird from this point on. So, let's see. The whole silicon business, we just need to wire something down there. This ain't too far away to be too janky. So we'll be just adding something there. So first things first, let's get our factory some nice silicon input, even before the titanium, because at this stage of the game, silicon is almost more important than titanium, because there's just so many things that are just not working out decently right now because of the very, very low amount of silicon that we got. overall. So. Oh yeah, I forgot to do a necessary thing. Oh no. Can I still do this? Not here. No. Is this working like I think it does, or... no, this is just, Ugh. Okay. Hope it will still connect. Yeah. Oh, crap. Just like I thought. I didn't configure what should be on the belt, and now... There we go. I bet this would have been possible to reconfigure it differently, but, oh, before I lose my mind, I'd rather do it like that. So here we finally go. Now we're also going to spend our time with some really jolly good things, like for example, shutting down facilities like these for good. We don't need them anymore. We get our silicon from somewhere else now, and it's actually damn good that we do. It's actually damn good that we do. So, got that stuff. It's a little bit around the corner, whatever. I love the part where you get to tidy out old janky stuff that you don't need anymore. This is making me always very happy. So there we go. Don't need to produce that stuff here anymore because we produce it off planet now. So there we go. This will make such a big difference. I'm not dislodging this here right now because I'm not sure what I would be doing with all the proliferator for now. I mean, using proliferator is now also a much better option than before. Anyways, so let's see. Let's do one kind of a weird thing, but it's only kind of weird. Let's see. So I do not want to build large areas for the titanium and the like. So large belts. So we're going to do something here. And that's the reason why we need so many of these stations there. So remember that place. We're now going to slap down one of these guys here. Titanium ingots, please. And you're supposed to demand them. And here's one thing that where the whole thing won't work out as intended. I bet, at least. So, oh yeah, wait a sec, maybe it's already correctly configured. Because those big stations, they have two different ways, they have two different configuration thingies. They have a configuration for the intergalactic stuff and the planetary stuff. And as you see here, the titanium does demand remotely, but it does supply locally. So all the distributors that need titanium will be grabbing it from here. So what's now really important though is that we upgrade our logistics carriers. because these guys, they do all the heavy lifting for us now. Literally. And the real cool part is that we can now put this up everywhere on the planet. Wherever we want to have something transported long direction, long distances. God, can't talk anymore. This is what we're going to do. So... probably should use those larger thingies anyways. They can only transport 25 units per trip. Really thought that these guys were a little bit more useful there, but whatever. So just want to watch until they here. Look, they're dropping their first things there. And now we don't need to worry about the production of the yellow cubes anymore, you know? That's a really, really great thing. And now, of course, this goes two ways. Oh, well let's keep... So first off, this guy has to go. And it has to be this way. And now we're just going to connect that sucker over to the logistics station. Yeah, well, whatever. We could have done that more elegant. Could still do that more elegant, but I don't want to. Go. So, yellow and these are supply, exactly. And due to the titanium we got now, it's probably going to be good. Alright, Lewis, see you soon, man. Stream ain't going to last that much longer, so you did stay for the majority of it anyways. Have a good one. Glad you made it. So now you see there's a constant flow of blobs here. So let's see. Wonder how many of these guys I will need, but that's always a hard thing to tell in the first place. So let's head on over to the other place where we make all those towers. And for what we're doing right now, we don't need the interstellar stations that badly. Although you already can see that the upgraded logistics vessels, they are just way stronger. But they are also way costier, so, well, you get the idea. We're starting out small. So, our businesses here need titanium. So, I do have 2 towers, don't I? Yep. So let's see. I only have right now one business that is demanding titanium, which is actually luck, but it's going to be not like that much longer. So we're going to create a little artificial island here. Drop down one of these guys. Wanted to know. So. Can you actually upgrade these things? Does anybody know? I mean, I would be very, very surprised if you couldn't, but this would be really something I'd like to know. If you are able to upgrade these guys or not. I mean, right now I don't have any larger ones in my inventory. And I actually don't want to build any larger ones too, that's the problem there. But I mean, worst case scenario, I would need to rewire a couple of things there. So, here we go. Let's limit the storage to 1000. There's really no need to stress out my stockpiles like that. And voila. Oh, this is bad. So these guys also need steel, huh? Alright. Then we'll wire it like that. Oh, wait a sec. Actually not. Ugh. Ugh. Perspective is killing me. I actually only want to be one. Yeah. Bit messy, but it's okay. Here we go. Finally got also that sorted out. So things are developing in a good way. Okay, then. Even got a small stockpile of processors here right now. I'm surprised. Okay, so we got that, we got that. Next thing that I wanted to settle down was the whole business with the labs. So logistics carrier engine level up, that's good. And here goes the next one. Demand. Put a couple of drones in it, and there we go. So, as you see there, now we got more and more things connected via air bridges, which is way more effective, way easier, way less of a pain to deal with. Now we merely need to automate these processes correctly. That's going to be the big challenge of the upcoming episodes. But it's pretty damn cool to see that we got now all that stuff wheezing around. It's making me always damn happy to see those little spaceships taking off my planet and flying around, and giving me the feeling that there's lots of stuff going on there. And there comes the next batch of yellow cubes. And this is how we're going to produce in the future. We're going to produce all the stuff wherever it's good to produce it, and then we're going to transport them away. And that's going to be how things are going to work on out. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a blast. And next Thursday, we're going to continue for sure. And leave me a thumbs up, a comment, or a subscription to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'd be delighted if you did so. Also, down there in the description box, if you missed out the stream, there's my social media. Discord and Twitter are the two things where I announce all the streams, or you can just do the bell thing after the subscription, then you get notified whenever I go live on YouTube as well. There is also a link to the entire playlist if you want to catch up on the older episodes. And last but not least, if you want to show some support, there's Patreon and PayPal down there waiting for you to check it out. So, have a wonderful day, everybody. Thanks for the good company, and I hope you're going to come back for the next one as well, because I can't wait. Now things are going to get really, really interesting. See you guys there, and have a wonderful day.